Hi, and welcome to today's live, where I want to wrap up this week's subject of above and below the line. And if you haven't seen my previous lives on this subject, you can go back and watch them all on my feed. And above the line and below the line is a concept that can absolutely transform your life. It's a set of behaviours, and in its simplest form, if you're behaving below the line, then you're more likely going to be playing the blame game, or you're going to be making lots of excuses. You could even be in denial. And in this case, denial isn't a river in Egypt. Sorry for the dad joke. Now, above the line, you'll be taking ownership for your life. You are accountable for the results you're achieving, and you're responsible for your outcomes. Today, what I want to do is I want to take the concept of above and below the line and mix it up with a little bit of NLP. What I need to do is get me out of the way, bring up a presentation. So let's get on with that. Let me just see if I can do that. I need to hide that banner. So can somebody just give me a thumbs up in the chat and let me know they can see that first slide? Okay, brilliant. So NLP, if you're not familiar with it, is neuro-linguistic programming. Put your teeth in, Kev. And it's how our brain processes the words we use and how that then impacts on our past, present, and future programming. Now, on this live, what I want to do is I want to tune into that middle word there, linguistic, because the words we use have a tremendous power over us. They take us into hypnotic states, which can be empowering and disempowering. And when you're in a disempowered state, where's your energy? So an interesting question to think about is, where would you put energy in terms of its importance in just about anything we do in life? If I were to ask you to give me a show of hands, who thinks it's high on the scale, I'm guessing most of you would have your hands in the air. Because in truth, energy is rocket fuel for action. And you may be surprised to hear that our words have a profound effect on our energy. Now, in terms of the concept of above the line or the line of choice, I want to show you how the words you use or the words you hear will take you and other people above and below that line. Now, I don't know if you know, but there's a spectrum of energy, and this is a slimmed down version of it. And as you can see, I've been a bit cheeky and I've put at the bottom dead. We've taken our last breath, so we don't have much energy. Then at the top of the scale, we're enthusiastic. We're buzzing, just absolutely buzzing. Now, on a daily basis, we're going to gravitate up and down that scale. Hopefully, it's never going to be to the bottom, but it can be from fear all the way up to enthusiastic. Now, enthusiastic or enthusiasm comes from the Greek word entheos, which means the God within. Now, to me, the God within is your true self. It's the aligned, congruent, stress-free version of you when you're having one of those hot knife through butter experiences where you feel like you can take on the world and win. Another way of putting it is you're in flow. So a good question to ask ourselves on a scale, or a good question to ask ourselves on a regular basis throughout the day is, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's my energy now? In actual fact, can someone just give us a show of hands? Who actually measures their energy on a regular basis? Can you just give us a thumbs up in the chat? I'm not seeing any hands. And I know there's people on it, so that's really interesting, isn't it? Now, if you don't measure it, how can you possibly manage it? And what I want to do is I want to show you the effect that words can have on our energy and how they can shift us unconsciously up and down that scale, or above and below the line. And remember, above the line, you're going to get much better results in life and business than you will do below the line. So what I want you to do is I want you to say these words to yourself: soothing, rainbow, relaxation. And then I want you to notice the feeling within your body when you say those words. Really tune into your feelings, right? I want you to give this a go. I want you to experience it so you can notice the difference. So soothing, rainbow, relaxation. Now, I don't know how you personally experience that, but for some people, they may have noticed some subtle changes in the way they were breathing. They may have felt a little bit more relaxed. They may have felt that life was a little bit more attractive. And all you've done is ponder 3 words. Now, change the words to these: abusive, fatal, life-threatening. Now, once again, tune into how you're feeling. So how did that go? Now, it's possible for some of you that might be feeling a bit edgy. You might even be feeling a bit upset. What is it they say? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Words will. And because this is all happening at a subconscious level, we don't even realize that we're doing it. Now, take the word problem. I've got a problem. When you hear that word, where does your energy go on the scale? I would suggest that for most people, saying the word problem takes away their energy. And that's the vital energy you can call upon to help you solve the problem. Now, if we change the word to opportunity, how does that feel? Because in truth, that's what every problem gives us, isn't it? It gives us an opportunity to create something better. And to feel this in action, what you could do is you could send 10 people close to you an email, and in the subject line, put, "We've got a problem." Then contact those people a little bit later and ask them how did they feel when they saw their email. Where did the energy go when they read that subject line of "We've got a problem"? You could then send 10 different people close to you an email with a subject line of "We've got an opportunity." And then once again, contact those people, ask them how did they feel when they got that email. And I'm pretty sure you'll find that they feel they're in a totally different place to the guys that got the problem email. Now, some words that we use and hear, we can have an emotional attachment to, and they can instantly take us above or below the line. Now, think about it. If you're in a crowded room or you're in a nightclub with the music blaring and someone whispers your name, you hear it above all the noise. You hear it because you've got an emotional attachment to it. And there are some other seemingly innocent words that we can have an emotional attachment to. For instance, if we use the word but. Now, when you hear that word, where does it take your energy? Does it take it up or down the scale? So let me give you an example. Have you ever heard the words, "You did a really good job, but"? When that happens, we know what's coming. And what's coming next is likely going to be criticism. So what we do is internally we brace ourselves for it. We move down the scale, probably into worry, maybe into fear, could even be into anger. Now, words also imprint on our brains. And sometimes the words we use are actually lies. And those lies limit us and they disempower us because they subtly take our energy down the scale. And you might think to myself, or you might think to yourself, if I lie, it doesn't matter because no one else knows. But here's the problem. You know. And you're lying to the one person that you should never lie to, yourself. Because the truth is, you know, and that can play havoc with the trust that you have in yourself. And that often leads to creating issues with confidence, with self-esteem, with self-concept. So let me give you an example of this from my own life, using the words "I can't." So if I were to say, "I can't climb to the peak of Everest," is that true? Not really, because I could if I wanted to. I could go out and train, and then I might be able to climb. I could climb to the peak of Everest, couldn't I? But the truth is, it's not on my bucket list. Climbing Everest has never been something I want to do. It doesn't light my fire, and that means it's not so much I can't do, it's that I won't do it. And that is actually empowering. Because when I say no to something, it means that I'm freeing up mental space to focus on something that I do want to do. Now, for years in my life, I used to have a line of I can't run. I can't run, right? Obviously, that's a lie because I used to play football. And for me, on occasion, that involved a little bit of running. Not often, if I could get away with it, if I tell the truth. But then I learned about this concept. And I actually thought to myself, it's not that I can't run, it's that I won't run. And that realization opened me up to opportunity. And what could I do if I turned my can't into a can? That then starts me moving up the scale, and I start to look at possibilities. I start to get creative. I start to get enthusiastic about the idea of running. And I started putting one foot in front of the other. And what I discovered in my 40s was that underneath all this lot, I had an engine that could just keep going. And for most of my life, I've been lying about the fact I couldn't run. And when it came to running, I wasn't what you would call fast, but because of my engine, I could keep going. And it resulted in me being lucky enough to raise a lot of money for kids with cancer through running marathons. So we need to be truthful with ourselves. You need to be truthful with yourself. Is what you're saying, I can't, or is it, I won't? So there you have it. Words create emotions. Emotions create the levels at which you can access your higher levels of creativity, which can lead to your success, but only about 1,000 times faster than anything else. How you speak your world creates your world. Right, let me bring myself back up, get out of this, go up to another view. And I'm going to bring back that banner. Getting clever now, aren't I? So what I hope you're doing is I hope you're beginning to see the magical effects that above and below the line can have on your lives and the results you'll be able to achieve in any endeavour. Now, if you've got any questions about anything that I've covered this week, or you might just want to look at how you can integrate above and below the line into your life or your business so that you can transform the results you're getting, just message me. Okay, we can arrange a chat. It only works, so give it a go. Take this from theory to practice to mastery, because that will help you close the gap between where you are now and where you want to go. And you will thank me later. Thanks for watching.